Are you not entertained?
Wow. You have to get up, do what they do. But that was insane. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Come on! I make go records, baby. I'm liking this.
Hello and welcome back to a playoff edition of Hawks Recap. My name is Clay. Thank you for tuning in. I actually haven't been able to say that in quite a while. It's been a couple of years, actually, basically since I started doing these videos. A little history lesson for those of you who are newer to this channel. I started doing these videos back in the spring of 2016 when I was looking for a way to improve my communication presentation skills I could use at my job or just in real life. And after watching a couple of Steve Dangle videos, I got some inspiration and saw that nobody was really doing it for the Blackhawks, or at least nobody that I saw. So I thought, why not try and do it? So I did it for the 2016 playoffs. And in the first round of those playoffs, the Blackhawks played the Blues, and that series went 7 games before the Blues won it because Troy Brouwer's a dick. And so 7 videos, and I enjoyed doing them and thought, okay, let's do them again for the following season, the 2016-2017 season. But I couldn't really commit to doing them after every single game, so I just did weekly videos, and I did those for basically the first half of that season. Then things kind of happened in my life, and I couldn't really do those videos anymore. And so I didn't do the videos in the latter half of that season or the playoffs, the 2017 playoffs where the Predators swept the Blackhawks in the first round. And then things kind of changed for me over the summer. The ship kind of righted and I was able to do the videos again. And so I did them, kind of ramped up. And then I decided, you know what, let's just do them after every game. And basically that's what's been going on ever since. But at that point, since then, Blackhawks haven't made the playoffs until now. I know it's the qualifying round, but I'm counting it as playoffs because the stats count as playoffs. So, yeah. Hawks Recap, playoff edition. And what a way to come back. I mean, what's better than coming back to a playoff edition than with a playoff victory? Blackhawks beat the Oilers in Game 1 of the best-of-5 qualifying round series by a score of 6-4. What a way to start this series off. Let's talk about it. Corey Crawford in net for the Hawks. Mike Smith in net for the Oilers, although he got pulled halfway through. So in reality, it was like a Smith-Koskinen tag team in net for the Oilers. Big thing coming into this game, coming into this series, was the Oilers' power play, their historically good power play. Would the Hawks be able to stay out of the box, stay disciplined, and keep that really great power play kind of on the bench? And that really wasn't the case early on. About a minute and a half into this game, Hawks take a too many men penalty. Kind of reminds me back to the Joel Quenneville era with those kind of penalties. And so the Oilers go on the power play, and of course they convert on that power play. 2.5 minutes into this game, McDavid snipes it past Crawford, and the Oilers take an early 1-0 lead. Thankfully, the Hawks would stay composed, which, I mean, shouldn't come as a shock. They've got leadership that has won 3 Stanley Cups on the ice. I know it's been a while, but they've been here before. Hawks keep playing. Not quite 6 minutes into the first period, they would get an opportunity when Mike Smith makes a little bit of an error. Usually he's pretty darn good with the puck, but a little miscommunication with the defenseman leaves the puck just kind of sitting there. Dylan Strome picks it up. He banks it off of Smith into the back of net, and this game is tied at 1 apiece. Shortly after that, the Blackhawks would get a power play of their own. Now, they don't have quite as dangerous of a power play as the Oilers. In fact, it's bottom of the league type of power play, but things go right for them here. Kind of a little bit of a loose puck. Puck finds Kubalik, and he makes a nice little pass to Jonathan Toews, who is on the far side all alone, and he just snipes it by Mike Smith. And the Blackhawks have a 2-1 lead. Who saw this? But they're not done. Not even a minute and a half after that, Blackhawks win an offensive zone draw. Mata with the shot. Net front presence from Saad. What have I been saying all season long? Get net front presence. Saad. He's heard me, or he's heard someone say that. He's there. He redirects the shot, puts the puck off the ice into the back of the net, and the Hawks are up 3-1, but they're not done. Just a couple minutes later, the Taves-Saad-Kubalik line in on the forecheck, and Saad steals a pass from McDavid behind the net. The puck gets to Kubalik, and he just feeds a nice little pass cross crease backdoor to Taves, and he just has to put it into the wide open net. And the Hawks have a 4-1 lead going into the second period. Now, a 3-goal lead sounds kind of safe, but it really isn't, especially when you're playing a team like the Oilers who can strike quickly, especially if you give them power play opportunities. And, well, they got one of those power play opportunities early in the second period, and once again, just like the first period, they would convert on it. Leon Draisaitl with the goal to make it 4-2. But the Hawks, they get another power play of their own, and once again, they convert on it. Taking a little page out of the Oilers playbook. Blackhawks would win the offensive zone draw. Puck would get back to Duncan Keith, and he would set up Dominik Kubalik for the one-timer, and Kubalik would just rocket it by Mike Smith from atop the circles and restore that 3-goal lead for the Hawks. And Kubalik liked scoring that goal so much, he decided to score another goal. Later on in the second period, another power play opportunity for the Hawks. This time, Kubalik puts himself in that net front presence area. Duncan Keith with the shot, Kubalik with the redirection, and it's 6-2 Hawks going into the third period. Now, a 4-goal lead, that's pretty safe, especially in the third period. And it was for most of that third period. And then James Neal scored. And then Ryan Nugent-Hopkins scored. And all of a sudden, it's a 2-goal game with a couple minutes left. And we remember, as Hawks fans, how stressful playoffs can be. Thankfully, the Hawks would draw the line there. Patrick Kane would score an empty net goal to make it 7-4. Collective exhale there. Now the Oilers would challenge it, and it got called back due to the offsides. How dare you do that? So technically it ended up being 6-4, but Hawks would keep that 2-goal lead. They turn it into a 2-goal victory, and the Hawks take a 1-0 lead of this best-of-5 qualifying round series. A big Game 1 win thanks to a 5-point night by rookie Dominik Kubalik. In his first ever playoff game, he scores 5 points. Is it too early to talk about Conn Smythe? Now, the Blackhawks outshot the Oilers 42-29, pretty much dominated 5-on-5 play, but they were a little undisciplined, gave the Oilers 4 power plays. They would convert on 3 of those. Now, the Blackhawks scored 3 power play goals of their own, which, if we know anything about the Blackhawks power play, this is probably a fluke. So, Game 2, Blackhawks have to be more disciplined. They have to come out ready to match the Oilers, because the Oilers are going to come out very motivated. They do not want to fall down 2-0, because especially in a best-of-5, that puts them on the brink of elimination. So they're going to come out motivated, desperate. The Hawks need to come out and match it. They have to be more disciplined, and they cannot count on 3 power play goals or 5 points from Dominik Kubalik. Now, I wouldn't be opposed to any of those, but you can't count on it. So hopefully the Hawks come out in Game 2 and match the Oilers' intensity, and hopefully we keep hearing some more recordings of Chelsea Dagger. Thank you so much for watching this playoff edition of Hawks Recap. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate that as always. But most importantly, stay safe, make good decisions. Let's go Hawks, and I'll see you next time.